Virgo, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Show me Virgo, please. What's going on for Virgo? Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. And if there's clearly more than one energy apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate, frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Just to finish off the thought, I'm like, let's get to the reading already. What is going on? I'll tell you what, I kicked off with Taurus today, and they set me all up for excitement. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for all the earth signs today. What's up? What's going on? Show me Virgo. I'm like, that's how you do it, boo-boo. That's how you do it. What's going on? Show me Virgo. What's going on, please? Show me Virgo. Show me Virgo. I'm feeling like one more. Yeah. What's going on, please? That's better. What's going on, please, for Virgo? Ace of Swords, the truth and nothing but the truth. Yes. Crossing, 9 of Wands. We're going to allow that truth to come through, Virgo. Influencing, death. Oh, yes. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'll get back to that. In the past, Knight of Swords, exiting the world. Yes, indeed, something is coming to a close. I understand, Spirit. I got it. Okay. Before you, Nine of Swords, stress, mental anxiety, conflict. Your strengths, 4 Pentacles to hold out. The environment, the lovers. Hopes and fears, 4 of Wands. The relationship energy, strength is in the outcome. Something is changing and shifting for you, but not without consequence. Of course, all these things have consequence, you know. There's a truth here that you're not a big fan of at all. I'm showing sensitivity for a reason. Death is in your influence. Either by your choice or not, something's changing, shifting, transforming. You know this, but you also don't want to know it at the same time. 9 of Wands. The Knight of Swords in the past, you're used to taking action. No hesitation. I understand. Exiting the world. Yes, I know. Something's cycling out. But you're also showing me as one door closes, another opens. So let's not lose sight of that. Before you in the future, 9 of Swords, stress. The truth of the thing, it's with you still, of course. 4 of Pentacles is your strengths are saying you're used to holding out, you're used to holding on. You consider this a strength. Okay? You're not used to parting with people, places, things, situations easily. You're saying it's a strength to do this, to hold on at all costs. So I understand that that's a strength for some people. I get that. I do. It's a strength to know when to reserve, knowing when to hold back, knowing when to kind of carefully count your coin. Okay? And those can be strengths. But also with that idea is the more we hold on to something, we leave no room in our hands to accept. We have to know when to let go. You have something here that is being parted ways with, as much as you might dislike it. But as that cycles out, something else affords itself as an opportunity for you, and it's a powerful something. We have the lovers here in your environment. What that means, I don't know. We shall see. Perhaps it is yet to make a scene or an entrance to your environment, or yours theirs. I don't know. Perhaps you know each other to some extent. With the lovers, there's a good chance that this is true. We'll get there. 4 of Wands is in your hopes and fears. To hope for a relationship, to not. Outcome, strength. We're going to have to clarify that people can use strength in all sorts of interesting ways. Take strength to accept, which it does. To take strength to deny, which I hope you don't. But you also have to do what's right for you. Okay? Let's take a look at that Ace of Swords, please, a known truth. Let's see that Ace of Swords. We have resistance to this truth because it's not an easy one. That's why. We'll answer that question right now. Why am I resisting the truth, Christina? Because it's not an easy one. It's not pretty. It feels threatening. Okay. Show me that Ace of Swords, please. Show me the Ace of Swords. Show me the Ace of Swords, please. Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Wands. So you're saying it's been very, very difficult. parts of you recognize this, other parts of you still kind of deny it. So we have a Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. You're saying it's been very hard for you to carry the foundation. Very hard. To show the same certain level of care and concern for it that perhaps you once did. I don't know. Ten of Pentacles typically presupposes ideas that we tried to carefully craft this because it's our stability we're talking about, our long term. Not just our family, personal home, and finances. It goes well beyond that into our career, our standing in the community, everything we do and why we do it. What makes us us is right here. You're saying it's been really hard for you to care about it recently. Not recently. That took time. You don't become emotionally vacant and detached yesterday, right? This took time. But it's the awareness, Ace of Swords, the truth of the thing that's trying to give you or inform you. You're like, I'm not having that information. I don't want to see it yet. The truth is there. Kind of like your mind is wanting you to catch up to the reality of the thing. Virgo, how hard has it been to carry this? In fact, when did you start interpreting your foundation, Ten of Pentacles here, as something you quote-unquote had to carry? Okay, that's a reasonable argument. I tell you why. Not everybody's foundations are the same. Some are easier to maintain than others. Some are more easily carried than others. The point is it the Ten of Wands of your choice? If you're going to carry a burden, it needs to be of your choice. Okay. Let's say that was your choice for a long time. It wasn't the easiest of foundations to maintain, Christina, but it got there. Okay. But where are you emotionally? Eight of Cups. You no longer feel attached to this like you once did. In fact, it just feels like you're carrying stuff. And that's the truth that's trying to make itself known. And I think in order to suppress it, you probably doubled down and really immersed yourself further into your Ten of Pentacles. Am I right? To make sure to prove to yourself that it still means something to you. Let's say that Nine of Wands. Crossing, active suppression. What's going on? Show me that Nine of Wands, please. And all that does, by the way, when we double down on our behaviors like that, it just makes us more tired and disconnected. Why do human beings do it? Because that's how humans are. We're contradictory by nature. We have this weird need to survive and adapt, but also to suppress and deny the need to change. We are conflicted by nature, but that's how we balance ourselves ultimately. The black and the white. And you're overdue for balancing, I believe, on the other side of the scale. Okay. Let's see that Nine of Wands. Some of that Nine of Wands, some of that Nine of Wands. The Ace of Cups, the Star, Five of Pentacles. You feel like you had to part ways with a personal vision. It's kind of like saying, this is where I'm at, and I can't have this other thing. And you've really been trying to make yourself believe it. It's just not sitting very well. Ace of Cups, the Stars, the Five of Pentacles. You know, it's like I refuse to adopt the idea that I could have another dream equally important to me, or that I could actually be in love with it. Like, I can't. No. This is where it is. I still love this dream. I still want this dream. This is still my dream. It still functions like it used to. I do not want anything new. No, no, no. No. This is where my jam is. Okay? This is still my star by God. You personally feel like you're separating from it. And when you feel it, you feel the threat of it. You kind of like snap back into yourself and say, no, I am fully present. And this foundation, whatever this is not difficult at all. It still means as much to me today as it did 10 years ago, whatever it is. That's where that Nine of Wands is. You got some stubborn tendencies in you. I get why, right? Because if we admitted the truth of ourselves, we'd kind of have to see how we're changing, whether we like it or not. Do you have the idea of a fresh star attached to you that you could really love and immerse yourself in? And then you say, nope, this old star will do just fine. It still means the same thing to me, like I said, today that it did how many years ago. You insist upon this. You must be very tired. Like I said, what did I tell you? You doubled down. Whenever you start to feel detached and you become aware of it, you throw yourself and immerse yourself into the 3D more, almost like you're trying to compensate how you don't feel about it the way you used to. But it's like if I show up to it every day, No matter how begrudgingly or absent I am, I can still say I'm in it. It's still mine. Right? And there you create a false positive. You still get the conviction that this is the world to you without actually feeling it. Why is this a threat to you so much? You really don't want things to change. Let's see, death. Once more, I'm not picking on anyone. Everyone gets a difficult reading. But if you think it's ill will on my part, I can't help you with that. I'm here to read the cards today. I want to understand. I'm not judging you. You have beautiful elements in you. You can't have these things. Determination of spirit and sense of strength and fortitude. And this is my vision unless you had those things to begin with. Okay. But I also want those efforts to go into something meaningful, don't you? And you're saying whatever the situation is, it's still meaningful to you. Even though it isn't really. So you either identify with that or you don't. And if you don't, like I said, check your other placements. Let's see death, please. Show me death and the influence. Nine of Wands, tying it back to what's crossing you. You really don't want to acknowledge the change here. Okay. Page of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. Transformations taking place. There is an exit here. You don't want to see it. Nine of Wands. I understand. You're saying you will not humor. Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords, the idea of moving on. You won't, you won't, you won't, you won't. You're like, this Virgo is not up for transformation. This Virgo is not about endings. I'm all about staying where I'm at. I want to see your Knight of Swords in your recent past. Are you used to taking action? Absolutely. I'm not saying you hate your life. What I'm saying is that you don't participate in it the way you used to. When you recognize it or get close to it, it feels like a threat. So like I said, you double down and then just reinforce your numbness. I need you to see the pattern so you can break it. You cannot break a pattern. You won't acknowledge it's there. Nine of Wands for you is very high resistance. Doing the same thing over and over again. Again, it seems like an ending here is inevitable. Or some sort of transformative concept. But you're like, I refuse to acknowledge this. Okay. It's just the more you do that, the more it costs you. I want to see that Knight of Swords, please, in your past. Show me that Knight of Swords. I want to see what your past experiences led you up to this. Show me that Knight of Swords. Strength. Four of Pentacles. I know if Four of Pentacles is in your strength, you've made that very clear. You said you will hold on to the death's talons, and even then, you'll have a grip. You said because at some point in the past, you said you were running around like crazy trying to maintain this is because you understood it made you happy. You said it didn't take much for me to feel happy in this once upon a time. And because you can remember that feeling of happiness, this is why you hold on to this with an absolute grip. I have seen some grips made of, this is a hell of a grip. Nine of Wands, Four of Pentacles, a couple of times. I haven't even gotten to the third deck yet. You can't feel the sun anymore, can you? But you still act and maintain your world like you're supposed to feel the sun, like the sun's going to come out for you any day, if you just keep doing like you always used to do. Am I right? You're saying, you show me how you would use strength. Four of Pentacles. You say, it's strength to hold on, because I can remember how it used to feel the sun in this, and I will give every last ounce of my energy if it means I get to feel this just a little bit more. So like I said, you double down trying to create an old effect. Am I right? This is where I tell people all the time, you need to work with what's today, not yesterday. You're a Virgo. Again, no insult intended, no judgment. You are trying to induce feelings in your whole world that used to be available to you. They're not anymore. But it's like, if I just keep doing it, if I just keep at it, the sun will come back out, because I recognize that feeling. And I would do anything to get it back, even if it means just going through the same thing, the same motions every day. We need to work with what's available to us today, and has been for months. The situation, the energies, they're just waiting for you to catch up to them. And it started open with the truth that you were adamant about denying. The truth is here, darling. It's up for you to see it. You cannot break until you see what we're doing over and over again. I mean, again, you cannot break a pattern you do not acknowledge. Okay. Can you see that world, please? Exiting. You want this sense of cycle to go away. I believe. The moon, the Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles. You don't want to entertain the idea of a new beginning, but just like I saw with your star, you said, no, I will continue to see the situation as the star I love. I will not see it as a new opportunity for myself. You're showing me that in reality too. You really want the truth of this to go away. You could have a new beginning. But you're like, I refuse to see that as an option. There is some sort of commitment in here, a dedication to this life that has you wrapped up. Why does somebody have a fear, either for you or someone you're attached to? There's a fear here of a new beginning, either for yourself or for the other person's behalf. I don't want myself to have a new beginning, so I keep telling myself this is okay. I don't want them to have a new beginning because I need to understand that this world is still for me. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's under the moon. We need to take a look at that. So we're not just feeling threatened by a cycle here or an ending here. It's also in conjunction with someone else. Why not? It looks like it could do you both good. But again, if we're not determined to see it that way, then we won't. In the meantime, that sense of a new beginning and being committed to a new beginning is under the moon. It's like, that's a secret I will not entertain. That's not an option, so remove it. It is. But I don't understand why. Because there's clearly an ending here, even if we don't want to see it. I know you want the idea of the option or the new beginning to go away. I just don't understand why. It's clearly for you. Where there are endings, there are beginnings. So you're telling me I reject the premise of an ending, but that also means I can't entertain beginnings either. Nine of Swords, the more we continue to reject this, obviously, the more the mental stress will stay. I don't want that for you. I'm going to go ahead and skip that because it's currently what you're in. Okay. Again, once more, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. The idea is to help. Okay. All I can do is point out what's there. The Four of Pentacles, no kidding. I can probably skip this one too. You made it very clear you considered it strength to hold out, to hold out, to hold on, to hold on. Okay. I want to get an idea. I need to understand. I need to understand. Let's see that Four of Pentacles. Show me that Four of Pentacles. It's almost like you're saying if this doesn't work out, then nothing else will. And you're kind of terrified of that, I think. That the idea of nothing else will work out if this doesn't. Which means, the Virgo I'm looking at, you have come to fear endings as much as you have beginnings. Let's see that Four of Pentacles, please. The Wheel of Fortune, no shit, that Nine of Swords is here 3 times. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Time has taught you to be afraid. Time has taught you to be afraid. Time has taught you to be afraid of time. Specifically, the generation, it's like things unravel over time, and you're like, no, 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 that's the beginning of the end. If I acknowledge that things are unraveling, that means it could be an ending, and you feel threatened by that. You said you made that decision a long time ago, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how mentally stressful it is. You're like, you will stand by your conviction to hold on no matter what. You will not let this go. You said you made that decision between you and you a long time ago. Again, you chose to use strength to resist, hold on, and hold back. And time has taught you to fear endings as well as beginnings, because you can't have one without the other. So if you fear both, I will see you perpetually caught in that Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, Nine of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. We cannot allow for new if we're afraid of the tree of life. In order to maintain a tree of life, you have to know when and where to prune. You're like, no, I keep everything. I keep everything. Because if I let go of something, I could get lost. Right? And yet, you have aces attached to you, but you don't see that as a good thing. You see that in order to accept those aces, I'd have to lose something else, and I can't do that. I won't do it. Let's see this, Lovers, please, in the environment. I am terribly curious about you. Extremely. I'm not just here, guys, for when things are right and you want confirmation. I'm here for when things are wrong. And it's perhaps not the confirmation you want, but it might be the confirmation you need. And yet I also respect the cliche, because it's one for a reason. Don't shoot the messenger, because I get the heat for it if you don't like it. But I'm here for you in good times and in bad to help work through things as much as I'm able to. The Lovers. Show me the Lovers, please. Show me the Lovers, please, in the environment. Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Let's make this clearer. You see beginnings as a threat. There's a strong connection that speaks to you that has nothing to do with the quagmire of intensity I see surrounding you, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It is not engaged with, and for the reasons that it's not engaged with in your environment, which means you could have access to it, but you choose not to. This is where your new beginning is found. I told you, I saw it for you, hinted over a couple of times. You could have aces, a beginning in love, that showed up as a realistic opportunity for commitment as well. But that means sacrificing something that's already in play that might represent those things, even though it's a faded and broken star. The Lover in your environment suggests it's a strong connection you are familiar with. When you last engaged with it, or you were ever open with it, interacted with it, I couldn't say. The fact that you don't now is why you're unhappy. But it represents that same one that we suppress. Sorry. I love the new microphone, but it does take up a lot of visual space. And distance and proximity come into play with everything. So there you go. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. You would love to invest in this. But because you refrain, you're unhappy. So you tell yourself there are no new opportunities. You need to double down on what you have. You said you made that decision a long time ago. I will hold on till death. For some of you, that was a real choice. literal, real choice. If that is true for you, then I respect your choice. Okay. You've been quite adamant about it. So for some of you, that might be the truth. I'm sorry, though, that it's taken you to such unhappy places, that vow. I'm sorry. But you're also saying you've been so adamant and consistent up until this point. It's something you have to do. Rejecting an ending at every possible turn. Which means in many respects it feels like you're rejecting yourself. Okay. I don't know. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Unless it's predictive, I can't really tell you anything you don't know, unless it's such a secret to you that indeed none of this makes sense to you. Or it's just not your reading. That's it. As soon as somebody says in the comments, I'm confused, my first reaction is it's not for you, or it is for you and you're not ready to see it yet. So, Four of Wands. Hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Let's do one more. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Seven of Pentacles, the Moon, Knight of Wands. That which you think is gone isn't. It's still with you. Yeah, I know. That's the tricky bit about the moon. If we don't work through it, it's always going to stay for, even if we tell, especially if we tell ourselves it's over, there is no option. This commitment stays. I'm not being honest with myself about that. I could have a new commitment. I can't be honest with myself about that either. Just reject the whole thing. So the world, I won't think about it anymore. It doesn't really work like that. It was going to show up again. That which you keep trying to dispose of isn't. It's. You want a new beginning. You act like you're not supposed to. So while I respect your choice is costing you a lot. You want a new beginning. You act like you're not supposed to. You're holding on to this, for some of you, at every conceivable ounce of strength that you have. Because of the choice you made. Your choice is kind of harming you. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. You very much want that relationship energy. It's still coming forward. It's just slow. It's slow because it's under the moon. That's all. You would still hope for it even while you fear for it. Or fear it, I should say. It's the lover's connection. That represents that brand new opportunity. That every now and again, when you catch yourself reflecting on it, and I can tell you work very hard not to, it makes you rise in ways you haven't felt in a long time. Okay. But yeah, tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Tarot doesn't dictate anything you do. If you want to stand by this choice and suppress new beginnings, you will. If you are adamant in your belief that you will defy death and defy the odds and stick to this, like, well, if you, I was going to say something like a very old analogy, but people might take offense to it. But anyway, if you're determined to stick to this the way I believe you are, then you'll choose that. Okay? Just as long as you own your choice and you understand what it means to you, and what it does. Okay? Show me strength. Show me strength. Just to be clear, that lover is a non-interactive situation, and that's why you're unhappy. You would like to, under your moon, etc., as we've discussed. All right, Nine of Cups, the Tower, Page of Cups. Some point in your future, the Tower's going to come in and sweep away this idea of what you are really convinced will make you happy. We could only keep rejecting the truth for so long, you know. you're going to ask yourself at some point in the future, you sticking by this with the strength of will of your own particular conviction, you're going to question that heavily in future. Was this really the best for me under my terms of wishes and wants and desires? It's going to be a good tower, although you will probably not see it that way. When we spend this much time resisting our truth, with the consequences and the stakes being this high, it was inevitable, honey, that you were going to have a tower attached to you. I'm not surprised. I was very close, 30 minutes in, to understanding if once more for you, Virgo, if I should scrap this. I'm interested in working with collectives who want to make progress. Not anti-progress or anti-growth or anti-understanding. And if you already know these things, all I'm doing is confirming them. So again, I don't know if I had much reason to keep this until that moment. It's needed. We can resist towers. Oh, and human beings are so very good at it too. We spent a long time, perhaps a lifetime, telling ourselves this is what we signed up for, this is what we want, and I'm going to keep it till death do me grip my... death do ways with my own particular grip. Sorry, I screwed that up. I don't know what's in there with you. I just told you what you've been telling yourself this whole time is that you have to keep it at all costs. That new beginnings aren't for you. And even if you tried to engage in them, it just ended up the same. And I know that's what you've been telling yourself, but that's not true. You're going to need that tower. Tell you how you should be using your strength. Is understanding what's right for you, not rejecting it. And that's a little further out. It's looking like possibly, I see the sun rising higher in the sky, so we're talking summer. June, July. You know, or for those of you who, you're in the southern hemisphere, you still have a June and July. 6, 7 are the markers here. And then Leo season, which is further out to late August to July. Okay? Yeah. That's for some of you, not all of you. I'm not doing time checks today, but I did want to go ahead and point that out. We need this. It's one thing for you to be mentally aware of your own activity. You've been telling yourself what you need to tell yourself, strength of will, etc., conviction. It's another thing to feel it. That's all feeling. To feel the weight of this particular consequence and how it's not true. Okay. What else in here, please, for Virgo? I will see more change for those Virgos who cannot resonate with this at all. First of all, good. Like I said at the intro, check your placements. I understand your frustration. I do not blame you. When certain portions of the collective go through it, they go through it. And it will stay that way until more people choose change. When they choose change, I see differences. Or I will tune into another group of Virgos. I catch you on an off day where the changes and the energy are there. But I know it's frustrating. Sometimes we got to ride out these collective waves, you know. But like I said, check the other placements. Empty well, number 16. Yes, I know. I see you on that particular road. Like I said, the more you reject your truth, the more you double down in your reality. And try to convince yourself that none of that's the case. This still means the same thing to me. It's the empty well. You are running yourself dry. There will come a time for you to replenish, number 16. Which, yeah. 16 in tarot. It's also the tower. They both kind of represent the emptiness. Okay. All right. Stranger, curiosity. 53. In the reflection pool, stranger, curiosity. Sometimes you feel like a stranger to yourself. Like I said, you have those moments of curiosity, and then you kind of smack down on that. Say, no, I made that decision to hold on, even though it hurts. Part of you is really a stranger to yourself, but that's what the reflection pool is for. so you can eventually see yourself properly. And what you're experiencing, feeling, and doing that goes beyond that surface level. Well, this is the decision I made, so you'll get there. I like this right here towards the end because it suggests truth at last for you. And in that, freedom. I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.